This video is about CELPIP reading test. You all are aware that CELPIP reading test is divided into four distinct parts, and each part measures a slightly different reading skill set in realistic, everyday context. In part 1, you'll be reading short pieces of correspondence such as emails, memos, or notices, and you'll be answering questions about purpose, specific details, and tone. The texts are short, but they are often focused on practical workplace or community situations. And moving to part 2, here you need to apply written instructions or descriptions to a visual or schematic. So this may involve a map, or it could be a floor plan, a schedule, or a simple diagram. And the questions require you to translate between words and spatial or structured information. Got it? And in part 3, you read informational passages such as short articles, advertisement, or announcements, and you have to answer questions that mostly require locating explicit facts, dates, and numbers, or identifying the main factual point. And finally, in part 4, you need to read longer passages. It's like often opinion pieces or essay, and you have to answer higher order questions that test main idea, implied meaning, tone, and writer's viewpoint. So this part requires more inference and sensitivity to paragraph structure and rhetorical purpose. So, some of the core concepts that you need to know before moving into the reading test is the first one is skimming. Skimming is the rapid reading of a context to get its general idea. You all know that, right? So, in order to get an overall purpose, when you skim, it means you're not reading every word, but instead reading the title, the first sentence of paragraphs, and any bolded or boxed information in order for you to get a mental summary of what the passage is about, right? So, skimming helps you decide quickly where in a passage you should look more carefully for a specific information. Kindly take a note of all these core concepts that will be covered in detail so that it would be helpful for you when you practice. The next one is scanning. Scanning is the focused search for specific information. You have to look for dates, names, numbers, or keywords. When you scan, you move your eyes quickly down the text looking for the particular words or symbols mentioned in the question so that you can find the exact sentence that gives the answer. So, scanning is faster than careful reading and it is very essential for time management on factual questions. The third one is vocabulary in context. Understanding vocabulary in context, it means you have to use the surrounding words, grammar, and the passage's overall meaning in order to determine what a particular word or phrase mostly like means. This is important because the test frequently paraphrases or it uses near synonyms rather than the requiring knowledge of obscure words. So remember this vocabulary in context. Next comes paraphrase recognition. So this means it is the ability to see that a meaning has been restated with different words. Exam answer choices often restate lines from the passage. So if you recognize paraphrase, this will help you to match an idea in the passage to an option which uses different words. So paraphrasing recognition, that is your skill. You need to work on it. And inference, yes. Inference means it's like drawing a logical conclusion from what the writer has implied, not explicitly stated. So, inference questions, it requires you to combine several sentences or several ideas in order to figure out the writer's unstated meaning or attitude. Got it? Next comes text structure awareness. This means identifying how a passage is organized, whether it gives you a general idea followed by supporting examples, it contrasts two opinions, or list causes and effects so that you can predict where certain types of information will be found. So, this structure text awareness is very important in reading. And the next comes elimination strategy. This is intentionally ruling out answer choices which are impossible or unsupported, or it can be even contradicted by the text. So, this improves accuracy because it focuses your attention on fewer plausible choices. So, you have to follow this elimination strategy too. Next comes applying information. So it's like text to diagram or diagram to text, whatever. This is a skill which involves translating written directions into spatial relationships or translating what you see in a chart or map into correct answer. It requires careful attention to relative terms like north of, directly between, or opposite. Got it? The final one is the time management. It means allocating your time so that you skim the passage fast. You have to read the question carefully and you need to scan for the specific place to confirm the answer and move on if a question is taking too long. It also includes leaving a small buffer at the end so that you will have time to review if possible. Okay, let me move on to the first part, reading correspondence. So, what you will see here in part one, reading correspondence, is you will be encountering short written correspondence such as workplace or community emails. It could be like a short letters, notices, memos, or text messages. And the passages are usually no more than few short paragraphs, and you have to focus on practical matters like dates, request, announcement, instructions, or it could be the writer's purpose or tone. So, first one is you have to skim it. So, that means read the header, whether the sender or recipient or subject, aloud in your head. Then the subject often contains the purpose. Say, for example, the subject could be office kitchen supplies, tells you the text is about supplies. Got it? So the subject or the header will give you the purpose of the message. The next is skim. Skim the first and the last sentences for the purpose and any clear request. Then read the questions and underline keywords like names, dates, actions. So this ensures you know what to look for. The next one is scan. You have to scan the passage for those keywords and confirm the exact wording of the relevant sentence. The next one is eliminate wrong options. Okay, you can use paraphrase recognition also to match the answer choices. And if two answers look possible, eliminate the one that introduces an unsupported detail. Here is an example from Sharon, office coordinator, to all staff. The subject is revised catering procedure for team meetings. Hello everyone, starting Monday, April 21, we will be implementing a new catering ordering procedure for all internal team meetings. To reduce waste and ensure dietary needs are met, please complete the online catering form at least 3 working days before your meeting date and indicate any allergies or dietary restrictions. If you need last minute refreshments for an emergency meeting, contact Facilities Extension 531 and allow 24 hours for processing. And here is a note, personal food deliveries are no longer permitted in the main conference area. Thank you for your cooperation. Share. So, for the first question, why did Sharon send this email? Right? There are options given here. If you want, you can just pause the video and you can read the options. And I'll tell you which one is the correct one. The correct option is option A, to announce a catering policy change and explain how to order. This one, because the subject line itself is given very clearly, revised catering procedure for team meetings, right? And the first line in the email stated like starting Monday, April 21, we will be implementing a new catering order procedure, which explicitly say the purpose is to announce a policy change and instruct staff how to order it, isn't it? So option B, C, and D are not supported anywhere in the email. And the next question here is, if a team has a meeting on Thursday, April 24, by what latest calendar date should the online form be submitted? And there are four options given here. The right option is option B, Friday, April 18. If you have seen the email, if you want, you can just go back and look at the email. It states, please complete the online catering form at least 3 working days before your meeting date. So if the meeting is Thursday, April 24, then 3 working day before is Friday, April 18. Monday 21 is after the meeting. So we count backward, right? So Thursday 24, Wednesday 23, Tuesday 22, Monday 21. 3 days. You have to be very careful. So this common trap arises from whether one counts the meeting day itself. The email says clearly at least 3 working days before. The correct latest day is Friday. Got it? So the next question is, what should someone do if they have a staff member with a severe allergy and only 12 hours notice before a meeting? The correct option is option B. Contact facilities at extension 531 and note at least 24 hours are required. And which of these is not directly stated in the email? There are four options given here, and the right option is option C. Catering will now be free for internal meetings. So if you see here, this is wrong. The email does not say anything about catering being free. Got it? The email only gives procedural instructions. So this choice adds unsupported information and it's incorrect. So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more self-pip reading tips. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.